What's up, Metal Art? Man, I got a few things I got to do. Got to clean up a little bit. It's been raining. It's been raining all morning. Got to load the tractor up, service it, get it ready, figure out what's wrong with my weed eater. Got to figure out what's wrong with my weed eater. I got to go mow. So I got to go mow. So I want to get on here for just a second and give an update on the box van. Give a little update on the box van. Give a little update on OG6 and see what everybody else has got going on and go from there. What's up, Tulu? Try not to be on here long. Give it about 2 more minutes. So we're at 3 minutes now. When we hit 5 minutes, I'll go around and show the box truck. I did it yesterday in a live, but it was just members only. There's just a few people that was in there, so this is gonna be for the masses. So trying to keep my head on. Oh yeah. We've been getting a little bit of showers in the evening. It's supposed to cool off this weekend. If you east of the Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, it's supposed to cool off. They say Saturday, I said I was going to have this hood ready to paint, but we ain't got the panoramic roof for the OG6, so that kind of just pushed some stuff back, and then the rain came, and then some other stuff, got some other stuff going on. So probably just between now and Monday, I'll probably water sand it. We had 15. I didn't see you had members. We've got a lot of rain this week too. I didn't see you had members. Yeah, I got members. I've had members for a while. Yep. Yeah, I got members. I'm thankful. I got members. Yeah, I got members. All right, we're at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Just like I said, stay on track. Oh yeah, it was members only. It was a live. It was a members only. All right, so we get to the box truck. So the owner come by yesterday, looked at the box truck. You can see went ahead and moved the passenger seat up, right? Moved it up so they're kind of little diagonal. So they're not actually, so this seat right here can actually slide back more. So if he slid this seat back and she slid that seat forward, they would probably be just about even. So that's that. Here's my light. Right here. So I slid the seat forward. Now I'm going to take some of this diamond plate and I'm going to run it from right here. I'm going to run this profile right there, and then I'm going to run it up to here and then run it over to there, and then I'm going to come over 12 inches, right? I'm going to come over to right here, and I'm going to bring the floor like that and up. And then what I'm going to do, instead of having to cut this open, I'm just going to drill 3 holes and then weld 3 studs to it so that bolts down. All right? So that's that. So basically, when he come by and he looked at it and he said, yeah, I like that. So she can sit right here. She can sit here, and then there'll be a floor right here, right? And I might put like a little lip, just a small lip. I mean small. So when she's got her feet there, or whoever's riding here with her feet, their foot's not sliding down, you know, so you ain't constantly trying to pick your feet up. I can't slide this seat all the way up because you got this box. Now, what's the ideal of this box right here? Well, this box is probably going to be the home of the air conditioner, right? The vintage air system. So not really 100% sure on that yet. So that's that. And that seat's right there, right? Then did completely away with the other seat. Did completely away with the other seat. Put this seat in the middle, put some stiff legs on it, put some tabs on that side over there. Let me turn this light on so you can see. And so basically done that and split that over, and did completely with the other seat. Just completely did away with it. So now when you're sitting here, like this right here. So now you're sitting here. Somebody can sit in the middle. You got somebody there. Then over here, then you got all the storage space in the back. They can put their coolers, their suitcases, and all that mess. Can put it back there. These seats still fold forward. So these seats still fold. They still fold, right? I mean, they still fold. They still fold up. Yeah, he wasn't feeling it, Tulu. You know what I mean? He wasn't feeling it, you know. And I didn't charge him. I didn't charge to change this, you know. It didn't take long to flip it around and cut the legs, and everything's just tacked together. Like I say, he likes this better. So these seats can fold. See, they can fold down, right? They can fold down, and then right here in this section right here, can build like a little console here with the cup holders, and then maybe put like a 6.5 speaker here blowing that way, and then maybe a 6.5 speaker blowing that way. Do the same thing on that side. Now I have to cover the bottoms like that. Everything will get covered in carpet. The floor is going to get covered in carpet. He did ask me about the front right there, and I told him on the front that I would close that in, and he said, "Can you leave it open?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, in case he puts something in the back and it's long and it needs to slide all the way up in here. And I was like, what are you going to put in there? He said, "I don't know. I might put some 2x4s in here or something." I was like, "Yeah, okay, cool, whatever, it's fine." So basically what I'm going to do is, I'll take the seat off, and then I'll break some sheet metal, and I'll cover this, and I'll break it down to like 1 inch, and then I'll break it under so it ain't have a sharp edge on it. Then I'll cover this up with a piece so you can't see that, right? And then once that's done, this will get carpeted, so you won't see none of that. It'll just be carpet. And then if you go around here to the back side, if you go around here to the back side, you got all this storage space, right? So now I know 84 Cuddy said that he's got that Tahoe. I got a Denali, or I got a Cadillac Escalade coming, running and driving for parts. I think it has a rear AC unit, and if it does, maybe we can put a rear AC unit on one side, and then build some towers with some vents to blow air. You know, maybe make something that's like triangle, you know, like a triangle wedge, and then might put some speakers there and just make them cubby holes or something. I don't know. Gotta tear all this stuff out, all the insulation out of this, put all the dynomat and stuff in. So here's something. So here's something else, right? He said I had to keep this thing forward, right? Now, I don't know if he'd be up for this, But Carolina Big has found me a Ford. Well, let me say this. Carolina Big has potentially found me a Ford Flex. That Ford Flex has a full panoramic roof in it. He's going to let me know today if I can get that Ford Flex. If I can get that Ford Flex, I'm going to get it. Now, whether I use it or not, I don't know. But if I get the Ford Flex and I got to redo the ceiling in this thing, why not put a full Ford Flex panoramic roof in this thing? Huh? Panoramic the world, baby. Panoramic the world. Now, I'm just throwing that out there. Now, I don't know. The deal is not done. It's like up in limbo. But he says that he might have a lead on a Ford Flex with the full panoramic roof. You better stop playing. You better stop playing. So, again, I don't know if the customer will let me do that because that's a little evasive. So, if that's the case, we got a whole lot of space there. And man, what would it be to come back right somewhere about right in here and just put a full pano in that thing? Huh? Wouldn't that be something? Don't don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. That son of a gun would be straight baller, boy. But if he don't, that's okay. If I still get the lead on the Ford Flex, I'm still going to go get it. Because you know why? I got a C20 van. I got a short van I got to do. Maybe we can talk them to putting in a panoramic roof in the daggone van. Hell, we'll G-body the world and pano the world. Could almost put two ends. Yeah. So I am going to try to get every panoramic roof I can find and stack them up. And if I can get them, I'll stack them up in my cargo container down there and we'll just keep them. Because I know my guy Tulu wants a pano. I know my guy 84 wants a pano. So I'm looking out for my peeps. I'm looking out for my fam. So whether Tulu puts one, hell, Tulu's brother might want one in his Regal. You know what I mean? Hell. So I'm going to get every pano I can find. I got the feelers out there like the man of war, and I'm going to grab every pano I can find. Every pano I can find. All right, Mac. So if I can find them, I'm getting them. And I'm going to cut the whole roof off of them because, you know, that's how we do it. We just cut the roof off of them. We better blow the roof off this thing. All right, now let me show you this. So, now how cool would that be to have a full pano in that thing? Right? So that's that. All right, so let's go in here. Everybody's asking me what soap I use. This is a soap I use. This is a soap I use. No, not really. I want to. Oh, yeah. Well, Tulu, we can do that too, baby. We can do that. I know you want a quarter vinyl. We can do that too. We can do that. We can do that too. Because you already got your car painted. So that'd be like afterwards. You know, you have to redo everything. But 84 Cuddy, you know, his ain't painted. All right, now. All right, let me show you this. So here is the roof. This is what I was cutting last night. All right. This is what I was cutting in the other live. I was going around here and I was cutting a pinch weld. Right. I was cutting a pinch weld to separate the roof skin from the frame. Right. See what I was doing? I cut right here. I got more than I needed. I cut right here. See, this thing's double walled, right? So I cut here because this is what I needed. And then I come in here and I cut the spot weld, right? I cut the spot weld and the glue, right? Now, Up here at the front, I got a little, I cut too deep right here and cut into the skin, but that ain't no big deal. I can fix that. Here is the roof. I took the roof apart. I cleaned it. I inspected it. I went through here. Now let me show you how this thing works. All right. Let me show you how this thing works. All right. Y'all stay with me now. So here's the motor, right? This is a motor. It bolts up there like this, right? And then this motor bolts up right there like that, okay? You got an in and an out, right? So this worm gear is sitting on this right here, right? So it is a reduction. So when that worm gear is spinning, right? When that worm gear spins, it turns this gear. You can see it already got stress cracks, right? So the top would open, and that is as far as it would go, but when it would go to shut, it wouldn't shut all the way, and it'd be cattywampus. And that's the way it was when we went to go pick up the top. It was cattywampus, right? So when I got it home, I took everything apart, and I went in here and I cleaned out the tracks. I cleaned everything with soap and water, got it out, and then I sprayed this in here, Knock 'em Loose Plus, right? I cleaned everything up. I got everything good to going. So the way this thing, and these tubes right here, where they be at? All right, so this tube right here sits right there like that, right? That sits there like that. And this wire encased in felt runs in this tube, right? And the way this thing works is when that gear turns, it pulls this cable and it pulls this cable. Therefore, when it pulls these two cables, it's pulling this track and it makes it close and it makes it open, right? So when you want to open it, it turns the opposite direction. It pushes this cable. There's a cable in this tube just like this that comes up to right here, and it pushes this mechanism right here, and this mechanism slides the top. This right here, there's a one in here. It pushes this one at the same time. This top slides all the way over this top, and then this top opens. So this top here vents, and this top right here picks up and slides all the way back, right? There's the glass, right? I took the glass off. You got 1, 2, 3 screws on that side, and you got 3 screws on this side, okay? So I took the glass off, set it over there on the side so I could clean all this out. So when I was adding power, so you just have to add power to these two plugs right here, hot and ground and hot. So when you reverse the polarity, if you put this positive, this negative, this spins one way. If you switch the leads, it spins the other way. It's a two-way motor. So one way goes one way goes the other way. The problem was when it would go to close, this track right here, this would stop. So by it stopping, it would go crunk, and that one would close, and this would be jacked up. By this one being jacked up, it wouldn't close. Well, then you would hear it go cluck, 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 cluck. So what I did was I took these three Tech screws out. I took this cover off. I took this out, and then I tried to see what was going on. And what was going on is this right here. So this was the problem. So that gear is on this side. When you activate the power in this solenoid, this motor, it turns this Acme thread. That's Acme thread. That Acme thread turns this gear. This gear turns this gear. This gear is sitting right there. That metal gear is sitting right there. That metal gear is meshed into that cable, and it is pushing the cable in and out. So you got the gear sitting in there like that, and it's squeezed in with the wire. So you got this cable's on one side and the cable's on the other side. So when you go to activate this motor, she turns, this turns, it's pulling on one cable and it's pushing on the other cable. And then when you reverse the polarity lead, it pushes on this cable, pulls on that cable. Well, this was the problem, fam. Look at the gear. The gear, let me do this, because it's trying to zoom in on my fingers. See the gear? The gear is shot. See that? The gear is no good. All right? The gear is no good. So when it got tension on it, it was jumping. It was skipping. All right? So this thing was bradded on there or pressed on there. So what I had to do is I'd take my grinder and I grinded the rivet off of it. Then I took my center punch, and I knocked this shaft out, right? Knock this shaft out. Hold on a second, let me turn this around. Hold on. Just hang tight. Let me get it out. Let me leave with you for a second. Let me leave with you. All right. So this motor is $1,200 for this motor. So I got to digging on interweb and found on eBay they have a gear replacement kit. They have a gear replacement kit. The reason why this side's plastic is for noise. The reason why this side is metal is because it's in a metal, all right? So I found a kit on eBay last night, or actually Amazon. I found it on eBay, then I found it on Amazon. And I ordered it. The kit, potentially the rebuild kit for all Mini Cooper electric motors is like $40-some. So here's the thing, when the new kit comes, it's not bradded on there, right? There is a set screw. It looks like in the picture, it says there's a set screw. So basically, you do the exact same thing. You get the new, and I'm hoping this fixes it, right? I'm hoping this is what fixes it, right? Whoop, 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 whoop. So basically what happens is when the new gear comes, the new gear slides in like this. New gear goes in like that. The new metal gear slides onto the shaft. And then there's a set screw with a washer. You put blue, red, green Loctite on it. You torque it down because see this right here is an Allen key, right? So you do that and then you torque the new one down. And then once that's done, you take the, once that's done, then you take the motor, you stick it back in there, and I'm hoping that fixes it. Because it's pretty much simple. I mean, that pulls, that pushes, and it actually pulls this track. This right here slides all the way back to there. When this right here, the way I understand the drawing and the schematic, once this gets so far underneath this, it lifts this one up to make it vent. And then this is the shade. And then when it comes back across, it pulls the shade. The shade's a little lazy, but I found the shade. You can buy the shade. And then this is the wind. So when it comes up to this, that goes down like that. Now, be on here almost 30 minutes, and you know I like to stay on here about 30 minutes. That's about as far as I go. So let's walk down here, and I'll show you. She's big, boys. She's big. She's big. If you're new to the channel, boys and girls, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. And I appreciate every single one of you. So, here's what she looks like. Now, it's just up there just to show you how big this son of a gun is. That, boys and girls, that is how big the ring is. Now, I'm gonna trim this. This has got to slide back. So the way I was reading and the way the measurements come out, the way I was reading and the way the measurements come out, there's going to be from the edge of this, from the edge of this, from the edge of this, there's going to be 1 inch. There's going to be 1 inch of roof left. Then it's going to be the hole. And then right here's where I cut too much. I actually cut too much, but it ain't a big deal. I can fix it. And then from here back, from this line right here back, it's going to be 1 inch. So the hole, so from here to here, I got a 1 inch space. And then, so from here to here, like that, it's going to be 1 inch. Don't do it. Don't do it. And then you have to have it slid back. The reason why is because the motor on these things bolt at the front. And then I'll get in there and I'll clean all this up. You won't never know. You won't never know other than the big hole. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I was doing, honestly. I drew a line and I was cutting in here and I cut too far, but it ain't nothing I can tack, go through there. But that is the hood, that is the roof. Let me get it back over there. That's the color. That's the color of the car. But that's it right there. Yeah. Damn samples. Yeah, I got samples. Yeah, damn samples. Yeah, that's the color. That's the color right there, boys and girls. I've been sitting it out here in the sun to see how it holds up in the sunshine. But this is a G-body chassis. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build this chassis. I'm gonna build all this, powder coat it, box it. I'm gonna build all this, and then I'm gonna swap it. That is a 5.3. That is a LM7. It's just sitting there in the hole to get it off the ground, but that's not what OG6 is getting now. That right there is going to storage. If y'all didn't know, this is the LM7 out of a 2012 Cat-Eye pickup truck, running and driving. Had like 100-something thousand miles on it. This was running and driving engine. I got this with all intentions of putting this in OG6, but OG6 is not getting a 5.3. It is not getting a 4L60 transmission. It is not getting that now. Hold on a second. JG, you got a question in the comments. Okay, hold on. Question. I got a 69 GMC 350, but it seems not the start's been set in the day. How much fuel should I have in the filter? I don't know. MAWAT. You'll have a little bit of fuel left in the filter, from residual, but I mean, there's a lot of moving parts. I got a question. 69 seems to not start. It could be the accelerator pump's bad on it. It could be the diaphragm and the fuel filter, or the fuel pump's bad. The mechanical fuel pump. It could be. My question to you. My question to you is, does it have a new fuel pump? Is the carburetor rebuilt? Is the accelerator pump leaking? And when's the last time the tank's been cleaned? And does it have trash in the line? So there's a lot of other moving variables. It will leak down pressure. I mean, you might have a little bit of residual fuel in the fuel filter, but when you go to hit the key, I tell you what, unhook the coil on the distributor, or pull the distributor wire off, the coil wire, and spin the truck over. If the fuel filter doesn't fill up at least halfway, then you got low fuel pressure. Hey, I'm sorry, I can't stay long today. I have a terrible. Oh, sounds good to me. So back to this right here. So this is an LM7 5.3. It was running and driving in a truck. I pulled it. I did a live a while back. I went to John Buchanan's auto sale. This is a 5.3 LM7. This is a non-DOD engine, so this is non-air fuel management, so it does not have drive on demand, so you don't have to worry about that. It does have a 4L60 transmission. I am not using this for OG6 now. So OG6 is not getting a 5.3 and is not getting a 4L60. So this engine right here will be took off and put on a pallet and stuck into the shipping container, and it will be for a later project or another client. If a client wants to do a LS swap and something, I have a good platform. I do have a client that actually has a 67 C10 that he was asking me about doing an engine swap for him. And he was going to get the engine from Build on a Budget out of JT, but Build on a Budget for JT's 5.3, he's already sold that, so that's not available. But this one's available, so I got to reach out to that guy and see what he wants to do. He's either got to shit or get off the pot, one of the two. But if you want to know what's going in OG6, if somebody drops it down in the comments, I'll answer it. If you don't know what it is and you don't get the answer right, I won't answer it. It'll be a members only. But one last thing. So get up here. Let me tell y'all something. So there's been a lot of stuff going on here lately. A lot of stuff been going on here lately. And my guy Tulu said this, and I appreciate what he said. Oh yeah, that's a brand new. Yeah, Tulu got it right. I have a Cadillac Escalade, high performance Cadillac Escalade coming with a 6.0, runs and drives, 4L60 transmission, runs and drives, running and driving Cadillac Escalade with a clean North Carolina title. It is on its way, and the deal was I can't put the Cadillac on the road to drive, but I can strip it for parts. So it's got an LQ9, high performance. So that is good because I'm content with the 5.3. But what was really disheartening is TKM doesn't make anything for 5.3s. So they don't make heads or nothing for a 5.3. They don't even make no cams for a 5.3, which kind of sucked. So I was on the fence of getting a Brian Tooley cam, their truck NARS cam, for that 5.3, and I'm glad I held off and not bit the bullet and bought a cam for that LM7, and I waited, and I'm glad I waited because it's a waiting game. It's like chess, not checkers. Yeah, that's what I thought too. OG6, 6.0, 6 liter, 6 years old. Yeah, see, you picking up what I'm laying down. So, and then I could have bored the 5.3 out, but TKM don't do that, and I really want TKM, and I was talking to Kevin and John Boy, and they're really on board about, helping me build the engine for OG6, but they just don't do nothing with 5.3s. So, again, got the 6.0 coming. 6.0's great because TKM does stuff for 6.0s. So they got all kinds of options. So I love the DX1 Pro Charger. I love that. I love that whining noise, but I love turbos too. I just like the way the turbos spool up. So give a little bit of cat out the bag. I've been debating on running twin turbos. Low compression, 8 and a quarter, 8 3/4 to 1, 9 to 1 compression, and run twin turbos. 408 stroker, low compression, big dog cam, twin turbos. So that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, yeah. So that's that. So there's 58 people in here. Yeah, somebody say turbos. Turbo. The Turbo Snail, the movie. Everybody ever seen the movie Turbos? So that's an idea. I don't know. I'm just tossing that idea up there. The DX1 Pro Charger is nice. I really like it. But my OCD, I got to have two. So if I got a DX1 Pro Charger on this side, I got to have one on this side. It's got to be symmetrical. Can't have a turbo on one side. you know. So we're just throwing up ideas. So let me give you this little bit. Oh yeah, that is a brand new grill. That is a brand new grill. Never, it's been took straight out the box and sprayed with with uh with a protector. That is a brand new bumper for a 70 C10. That is a brand new grill for a 70 C10. Brand new out the box. If anybody needs one, let me know. Bought it for a customer and never panned out, so I got stuck with the grill. That don't mean it's on sale. That means it's for sale. That don't mean it's on sale. Okay, because it ain't. It's already cost me money and it's been up there. So if anybody wants that right there, let me know. Now, let me get to something that has been going on, and let me give you a little bit of advice. You do whatever you want to with it. All right, I'm gonna give you this story. It's gonna be a short story, and I kind of relate it to life, right? So, if you're walking through the woods, right? If you're walking through the woods and you see a pile of dog shit, right? And you see that pile of dog shit or coyote, whatever you want to call it. You see a pile of dog shit, right? Right? And you see that pile of dog shit and you say, there's dog shit. Watch out. And you just keep walking. You step over it and you keep walking. That dog shit never bothered you, right? If you come back in 2 weeks and the weather's right, that dog shit's going to be completely white and it's going to be crumbled and it's going to be dry and it's going to turn right back to dirt. It's going to go right back to the earth, right? Didn't bother you. Didn't affect your life not one bit. You stepped over it and you kept going, right? Now, let's go a different aspect of it. You walk through the woods and you're curious. And a lot of us are. We're curious. You see this dog shit, right? And if you're a hunter, if you hunt and you're into wildlife, then this is going to make a whole lot more sense to you. But, right? So if you're walking through the woods and you see a pile of dog shit or a pile of scat, whatever you want to call it, and and then you get your stick and you start digging in it to see what they've eaten. Oh, there's some rabbit fur, there's some persimmon seeds, there's some frog legs, whatever, right? So you start digging into it, right? Well, now you've got that aroma stirring because you're sitting there stirring it up, right? So now that aroma is on the stick, and you flip the stick over, right? You don't really pay no much attention. You don't really pay much attention because you've got the smell and the aroma of that pile of shit stirred up on the ground. Now that shit is on your skin, is on your clothes, and it's all on your person. And you just walk on out the woods. You get in your car, truck, crank up the truck, turn on the air conditioner or turn on the heat, whichever one applies. Now you're sucking all that smell off of you that you stirred up this shit in the woods. And now it's in your car. Well, you don't smell it no more because you've been around it for several hours, so your nose is adjusted to the smell and the odor of shit. You go home, you get home to your wife, your girlfriend, whatever. You get out of the car, you go to the front door, you take your shoes off, you walk in your house, you get you a glass of water, glass of buttermilk, whatever you're going to drink. Your wife, your girlfriend comes over and goes, "What's that smell?" And you're like, "I don't smell nothing. It smells like shit." Like, "No, you got shit on your feet?" "No, I took my shoes off." "You smell like shit." It's like, "No." She comes over and goes, "You smell like shit. You need to get out of the house." I'm like, "I don't smell nothing." "I don't care if you don't smell it. You smell like shit. Get out." So you go outside, take all your clothes off, you go inside, you go straight to the bathroom, you take a shower, you clean, you whatever. You wash yourself, Head and Shoulders, soap, Irish Spring, Dial, whatever, right? Then you get done, and then you're like, "Let me go outside and get my clothes." And you come in the house, come out of the bathroom, you come in the house like, "Damn, smells like shit in here." Like, "Yep, smells like shit." Then you walk outside and you go, "Damn, my clothes smell like shit." Like, "Yep, smells like shit." So now you got to wash your clothes, right? You got to get that shit smell off. Your house going to smell like shit for a few days because you brought it into your house. All right. Then the next day, over the weekend, you get up Monday morning, go to work, jump in your car, you got your suit on, got whatever, you go to work, you turn the air on. Damn, it smells like shit. Now your car smells like shit. Now you smell like shit. Now you go to work and you're like, damn, I got this meeting I go in here. So now you're spraying this Old Spice or Brute, whatever you're spraying on you, damn cool water, spraying cool water on yourself. So now you're going into this meeting and now you smell like cool water, Brute, or Old Spice and shit. Now you go in here to do this proposal for this job and everybody, you're introducing everybody and everybody's looking at you going, somebody smells like shit. Somebody's got some BO. The whole daggone thing is messed up. The moral of that story is, if you leave shit alone, it'll go away. But when you get out there and you start messing with it, start digging in it, now I've brought that shit on me. Now I've affected myself. I brought the shit smell in the house. It's affected my life and my house, my family, my house, my clothes, my aura. Like my man Tulu said, my vibration. Then I go back and get in my car to go do this deal, this big money deal at wherever I'm working at, and I brought that shit aura, and it has fucked up my vibration, and I went to this business meeting, and I might have had the best proposal in the world. The best proposal. I could have probably sold ice to an Eskimo, but you know what everybody's thinking? They're not thinking about this. They're not thinking about the damn sale. They're not thinking about the business proposal. They're not thinking about the business merger. You know what they're thinking about? They're thinking about shit. Somebody shit on themselves. Somebody's got some BO. Who in here smells like ass? So a lot of people's probably not going to understand that. And a lot of people's probably going to go over their heads. But the ones that do understand what I'm saying, you're exactly right. If you leave shit alone, it ain't going to affect you. If you mess with shit, it's going to affect you. And it's going to affect everybody around you. So, and we're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. We like to poke and play and stir the pot and get a chuckle and a laugh. But let me tell you something. The damn circus is quit selling tickets. I ain't interested no more. I ain't interested no more. My man Tulu said it best. If your aura and your vibration ain't making my vibration get better vibration, I ain't interested in it. If you hang around 5 broke motherfuckers, guess what? You're going to be the 6th broke person. If you hang around 6 rich people, if you hang around 5 rich people, you're going to be the 6th rich person. If you hang around 5 people that's motivated and trying to get their stuff together, and I'm going to use these words as cars in the cut. Cars in the cut is all. Every time me and Cars in the Cut talk on the phone, if he don't say crab bucket mentality at least once in our conversation, he said it 100 times. And if you took offense to that, then that's on you. I can't help your mama raise a small, soft, Wendy's Frosty, vanilla or chocolate or whatever, soft ass. It's either nut up or shut up. That's all I got to say. So, don't have time, don't have the energy, don't have the resources, don't have the motivation, don't have the drive to deal with negativity and drama. Just pure daggone drama, bad vibration. And everybody that's mad at Tulu for making a change to say that he's going to change his Friday Night Lives and he's going to change his perspective on things, that everybody that is screaming and hollering and say, oh, that's so we can have a good time. We like coming on there and we chalking it up. Chalk it up in your bathroom looking at the mirror, looking at yourself. Chalk it up there. Because let me tell you something about my man Tulu. My man Tulu going places. He's going places. He's going places. I've already spoke it into existence. I told him this morning. I've already spoke it into existence. Tulu's TV is going somewhere. They just fired one guy for messing with some white girl. He had a podcast. He had a TV show. He got fired from ESPN. Cat Williams told him to leave him alone. He didn't listen. He gone. He lost $1 million deal. Messing with that wrong vibration. Messing with that wrong vibration. So when one person steps down, that leaves a vacant. That leaves a void. That leaves a vacuum. And my man Toulouse TV is right there to pick up the slack. He's right there to get in that sun gun. He's right there to suck up them all. He's right there to get them audience. He's right there to suck in that vacuum. He's ready to get there. He going places. He going places. He going places. So I see big things. I see big couches. I see big microphones. I see big people. I see people, him doing interviews with people. I know next weekend at Darlington, when he goes to Darlington, he better have his shit. He better have his A game on. He better have all of his DMGs loaded up. He better have his Nimbles loaded up. He better have extra battery packs. He better have a damn cool pack to keep all them batteries cool. And I hope he does all the interviews he can do. I hope he can rub shoulders with everybody, and I hope he can get some content, and I hope he can get all the stuff he can get so he can make his channel grow. And if you mad that Tulu's trying to make his channel grow to a better person, a better platform, and he's ripping up them weeds and throwing them in that kerosene pile, and you mad about that, then you wasn't grounded anyway, buddy. You wasn't even here. You wasn't even here for the right reasons. Now, don't be trying to come back and jump on the daggone wagon. You know, don't show up like a blister after all the work's done. You know, that's what blisters do. Blisters show up. I call people that show up after the work's done. What's up, Elko? I call people that show up after the work's done blisters. Blisters. Blisters show up after all the hard work's done and all the backbreak is done. Blisters. So you either support him now or you don't support him at all. You either support him 100% right now or you don't support him at all. You can't be on the fence. You can't be playing. And look, I'm going to say it. There's some people out there right now that's playing both sides of the fence. They run into one side and then run it, and then they come back in the middle. We ain't got time for you neither. Ain't got time for you. And when 84 get that record deal, we're going to make 84 be smart. He ain't bringing a damn busload of people with him and then be like MC Hammer later on in life, be brokers and a joke, be brokered in a pickpocket in a news calling. Ain't happening. Ain't happening. That kills me. People work all their whole life, and then you got people that hold their hand out and say, hey, man, we grew up together, man. Help me out. I didn't see your ass in here pushing the damn broom when I was in here working. I didn't see you here late at night when I was struggling. I didn't see you in here when I was trying to get my stuff together. I shared some stuff with Tulu this morning. I had a guy come over to my shop. I had a guy I talk to all the time. All the time. All the time. We bull crap, we talk cars, we talk life, we talk this, we talk that. But we never talk money, we never talk religion, we never talk politics. We just talk life. And he came over one day to my shop, and this is exactly what he did when he got out of his car. I said, man, you all right? Damn, man. Must be nice. I'm like, what's that? Man, if I had what you had, I wouldn't even go to work every day. I'd just stay here in the yard. I was like, I appreciate it, man. It took a lot of work to get here, man. A lot of sacrifices. Damn, man. Must be nice. I believe he said must be nice 50 times. And after about the 50th time, I looked at him and I said, you know what else is nice? Watching your kids grow up. You know what else is nice? Hearing all them crazy stories at night when your kids are in here being kids and playing and tearing up shit and ruckus. You know, hearing them, Daddy, I hit my knee. Or, hey, Daddy, can you fix me a sandwich? Or, you know, all that shit's nice too. But you know what? I didn't hear none of that shit. You know why? Because when I got up in the morning at 4 o'clock to go to work, my babies were asleep. And when I come home at night, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning to lay my head down, my babies were asleep. I got to see my babies on Saturday and Sunday if I was lucky. Because on Saturday, they spent the night with their grandma. And on Sunday, they come home. So I was lucky to see my kids one day a week. And I lived in the same house as my kids. They lived in my own house. Now, I'd seen them asleep, but I didn't see all the other stuff. I didn't get to see the stuff that everybody else gets to see. I didn't get to see everything that the 8 to 5 people get to see. You get up in the morning, get your kids ready, do this, you go to work, you pick your kids up, you come home, y'all sitting around, blah, 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 whatever. I didn't get to see that. Now somebody's going to say, well, that was your choice. You're exactly right. That was my choice. My choice was to work my ass off so I could have what I have, so my kids and my family and my wife could have better than I had. That was my job. Because I was a man. That was my job. That was my job. That was my job. There's some days I got up and I didn't want to do nothing. But I got up and I put my boots on, I put the laces on, I tightened them up, and I drove. And I went to work. I worked 3 to 4 jobs up until January of 2019, January 28th, 2019, I worked 4 jobs until that day. When Owen died in January 2019, I said, piss on it. Ain't worth it. Ain't worth it. Ain't worth it. My babies are grown. I missed it. I missed my oldest son growing up. I missed my middle son growing up. And I had my baby boy, and he was 6 years old, and he was right there in my pocket every day, and he was stuck to me like white on rice. He was like American Express. I didn't go nowhere without him, and he didn't go nowhere without me. That's not taking nothing away from my oldest 2 boys. And if my oldest 2 boys watch this, I loved them just as much as I did him. But I missed a lot of things. And I have apologized to my oldest son and my middle son. I apologized to them as a man, not as a friend, as a man. I said, I am sorry. I am sorry that I wasn't there. I'm sorry that I done what I done. I hope you make more money with less hours so you don't have to do what I did. And you know what my boy told me? You know what my oldest boy told me? My oldest boy told me, I got the daddy that I'm supposed to have, and you're my daddy, and you took care of me like you supposed to. That's your job. That's what you said. And when I hit it, I'm paying off all your bills. So you don't have to work your whole entire life. He said, I wish that I'm half the person and man you are when I have a family. And I told him, I said, I want you to be better than me and smarter than me and do better than me. I want you to break the generational curse of the bullshit of everything that happens in all kinds of people's lives in the world. And when you make it big, that's your money. Not my money, your money. You don't have to pay my bills off. They're my bills, they're not yours. There's no sense in you starting off your life in the hole. I want you to start your life in the positive. So, with all the rigmarole and all the crazy and all the bullshit and all the stuff and all the ha and whatever and all the funniness and all this other stuff, you can strip all that stuff away. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. I don't care about making money. I can make money every day. I can dig fucking fishing worms if I want to make money. you can put me in the middle of the Eskimos and I can sell them snow cones and make a fortune. You either got the hunger in your stomach, you either got the drive in your stomach, you either got the motivation, you either got the hustle, or you don't. And the people out there that are stealing other people's stories to make themselves look good, that is called a master manipulator. Look it up. It is a mental defect, mental health issue. There's programs out there to help you. If you have an issue, mental, call somebody, talk to somebody. Stop stealing people's stories and boasting them as your own, because sooner or later that shit's gonna come to light. Look, I don't want you to be nobody but yourself. If you broke and you a deadbeat daddy, own it. I'm broke, I'm a deadbeat daddy. If you are a pathological liar, say I'm a pathological liar. Own that shit. If you're a crackhead and you smoking meth in the background, own that shit. I'm a crackhead. I smoke meth in the background. I need help. If you like porn, say, I like porn. But I draw the line at little people. If you're a full-grown man and you like little people, you borderline, I ain't even going to say that word. You borderline. You better keep your kids safe. That's all I got to say. I got over 4,300 subscribers on here, and if I lose anybody on here, that's on me. And if you don't like this channel, that's fine. I got suppliers out there. I got vendors out there. I got sponsors out there, and I'm telling you this from my lips to God's ears to your keyboard. If you don't like what I say and you don't like how I do, cancel my sponsorship. If you don't like how I treat you don't like the way I carry myself, and you don't like what I say, and you think it's not woke enough, cancel my membership. I appreciate YouTube. I really do. I enjoy this channel. I enjoy everything about it. I really do. I really like, if I could give all my knowledge out for free, I'd give it out for free, but I can't because I didn't get it for free. But I will give my knowledge out for free to people that want it. If Tulu and 84 Cuddy lived closer to me, I'm telling you right now, them boys would be dangerous. Them boys would be dangerous. 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 I got a little sidetrack. I get in my feelings sometime and I get to talking. Sometimes my tongue gets me in more trouble. However, you shouldn't be working right now. So, I appreciate every single one of you. Hey, boys and girls, I got to get all my stuff loaded up, get my tractor serviced, grease all the joints, check the oil, check the fluid, check my weed eater, get everything else. Jay got to go mow again. And it's wet. I'm going to mow it anyway, whether it's wrong or right. I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. And if you don't like what I got to say and you don't like it, you know what? That's okay. That's the wonderful thing about life. Everybody's got their opinions. And I do truly I do appreciate sponsorships. I do appreciate collaborating with companies and that want to be partnered. But I will tell you this, I am not going to change who I am. I'm not going to change who I am to appease what you think I should be. You either like me the way I am or you don't like me the way I am. If any of these vendors on this wall right here don't want to do business with me and don't want me promoting their stuff, that's okay. Guess what? I came into this world butt naked, screaming and kicking and covered in somebody else's blood, and I can leave the same way. It's okay. I came into this world by myself, and I'll leave the same way by myself. You know? I am not going to change myself to fit the narrative of people out there. You either like me or you don't like me. You either like what I say or you don't like what I say. I don't mean no disrespect. I will tell you this one last thing. I'll tell you one more thing. I appreciate you too, Elko. I'll tell you one more thing. I was at Petty's one time, and this guy worked there, and he'd been working for Petty for like 30 years. And he looked at me and he says, man, you something else. Now, this was back in 2015. So this was 10 years ago. He looked at me and he said, I wish I had half the balls you had to say what you say. I was like, what? He said, I wish I had half the balls you have to say what you say. I was like, why? He's like, I can't say. And he wasn't talking nothing negative or bad. He's just telling people how you feel, you know. Don't let people run over you. Don't let no people step on you, you know. Just tell it, whatever. And I said, man, let me tell you something. 99% of everybody is thinking it. There's only 1% that'll say it. And the 1% that say it, there's probably 80% of the people that wanted to say it that appreciate you saying it. The other 10% can't believe that you said what you said, and you shouldn't have said it. You should have kept it to yourself. And he goes, yeah, I see that. I said, it's not that I got more balls than you. It's that I think it's a disjustice not to say it. And he says, what? I said, let me tell you something, man. If somebody walks up to you and they ask you something, and you tell them what you think they want to hear to appease their feelings, are you doing them satisfaction or are you doing them a disjustice? And he says this, well, there's a lot of stuff I agree with just to keep the peace because I'm not a confrontational person. I said, so let me ask you this. If 100 people was lined up on a bridge and they was jumping off the bridge with a rock tied around their ankles, and they said, we're jumping off the bridge into the river. We're all jumping. You're going with us. What are you going to do? Well, that's different. I said, no, it's not. It's the same thing. So if you got 100 people and everybody's going the same direction, and you disagree with going the same direction, you're not going to stand up and say, dude, I'm not doing that. You're just going to go along with the masses. That's called peer pressure, baby. That's called peer pressure. That means that you say, I'm going to lay down and just agree with what everybody else does because I don't want to be confrontational and I don't want to cause no trouble. Piss on that. If I don't like something, I'm going to say, dude, I don't like it. I would rather you tell me one door closes, another door opens. I hear you. I have no. I would rather this right here. If I ask Tulu something, and I use Tulu because I use Tulu a lot. And the reason why I use Tulu is because, well, that's a whole nother topic. I would rather, 87, Tulu, 84, Elko, Cars on the Cut, Mac, Woody, whoever. It could be a total stranger. I don't care. See, my ego, my pride, I can set it over here on the table. I would rather, if I was talking to Tulu and me and him was talking and I asked him something, or I was doing something, and Tulu says, hey, dog, let me tell you something. That's all cool and everything. I know you're doing that, but I think you need to tighten up a little bit. I think you're slipping. I think you need to tighten up. You can handle that two ways. One, I can let my ego and my pride get in the way, and I say, you know what, mind your own business. Don't worry about it. Let me do me, you do you. A lot of people said that. I'm guilty of it too. You do you and I'll do me, okay? Okay, cool, whatever. Or you can take it a different way and you say, really, man, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Well, I mean, this is me looking in, right? Because, see, I'm standing here looking out, right? The way I see things, is completely different how you see things, right? It's called the Mandela effect, right? If you don't know what that is, that's a big word like mayonnaise. Mandela effect, or the Mandela effect, or how you want to pronounce it. This is what I was saying the other day. Me, I think me, Tulu, 84, 87, Cars in the Cut, um, I don't know. I don't know who else I said in the video. I don't want to leave nobody out. We could all get in a room, shut the door, sit around, talk about topics, and we could talk about anything we want to talk about. And it would be an intellectual, educational, influence, learning experience, context, conversation. And we would grow. Then you could put a group of people in a room and they just talk about all the negative shit, all the bad stuff. They just keep regurgitating the same thing that they've seen on the news and they've seen all the time, regurgitating the same thing, blah, blah, like a damn vulture, just regurgitating it all day, every 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 day, regurgitating the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. Man, that shit gets boring as hell, man. You're not going nowhere, man. So one last thing I'm going to say, because I know I said I was going to go. I've had 3 missed calls. At the end of the day, it's this right here. At the end of the day, you're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. You're either part of the problem or part of the solution. Which one are you? Today, you can start a new day. Sam Walton did not start Walmart until he was like 44, 45 years old. Kentucky Fried Chicken didn't start till he was in his 60s. And he tried to commit suicide before. Colonel Sanders tried to commit suicide before he even thought about making Kentucky Fried Chicken. So it's never too late to start over and change and morph into something else. Go through the stages like a caterpillar and crystallize over and come out better on the other end. Or if you want to be a moth, come out on the other end as a moth. We can all do better, including myself. That topic that Tulu was talking about, vibration, that hit me hard. Like, hit me hard. And we all need people in our corner to push us, to motivate us, to do better, to try to do better, to strive to do better, and keep us in check, to push us and call us out on our bullshit when we got bullshit, and call us out when we're doing good and doing good. Give us the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if you are a true person and a true friend, then you will accept that in all shapes, forms, and fashion. You will accept the bad, you will accept the good, and you will accept the ugly. And you will take every bit of it and you will make a learning experience out of it to do better, so you have better, so you'll be better and have less ugly and have less bad. But we're all human and we all fall short every single day. We all fall short every single day, including myself. None of us are over approach. None of us. We all slip. We all fall behind. We all slip and we all fall. It's people like, and they say community. And honestly, I don't think I'm a part of the community. And that's okay, because I've never been a part of anything. So I don't consider myself part of the community. And I probably won't never think that I'm a part of the community. And I know other people see different than that, and that's okay. And I'm okay with it. But I do know this. The little clique, the community, the people, the whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to call their real names because I don't want to do that. But 84 Cuddy, 87 SS Boy, Cars in the Cut, build on a budget. But especially 84 SS, 84 cut, 87 SS, Tulu. I have kicked it with them and Cars on the Cut. I have kicked it with these guys right here and Elko seriously hard since Run to the Sun. Run to the Sun. I met Tulu, 84 Cuddy, SS Gang, or not, excuse me, not SS Gang, 87 SS. I met those guys through Built on the Budget, and we clicked. We clicked. And I think a lot of them guys. I haven't met Elko yet. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. TJ's that's up. What's up, TJ? TJ's in there too. You know, TJ's in there too. But I don't know. I don't know, boys and girls. Well, I know you. I know I am. I know you say I am. I know you say I am who I am. You know who I am. You say who I am. And I know that. I'm just telling you how I feel. I don't feel like I'm a part of it. But I've never been a part of anything, you know. So, but anyways, boys and girls, I definitely, it's 1 o'clock on the East Coast, and I got to mow. I got a lot of shit I got to do. I got to get my stuff loaded up. I didn't want to be on here this long, and if you stayed this long, I appreciate you, boys and girls. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and remember what I said, boys and girls. Don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first, let loose and dry. Peace, love, and chicken grace. I'm out. Let go.